The charity posted my story everywhere to raise money. I found out later my consent was never actually needed. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks after the accident. My mom died on impact, and I had 2 broken legs and a shattered hip. The drunk driver walked away without a scratch. While I was recovering, a local charity called Hope Forward reached out. They said they wanted to help cover my medical bills. I was 19, broke, and terrified, so I said yes. They seemed so genuine. The woman who visited me, Rachel, held my hand and cried with me. She said they specialized in helping young adults who'd lost parents in accidents. She brought flowers. She brought hope. A week later, my face was on billboards. Help Sarah walk again, with a donate button and my full story. The crash, my mom, everything. There were details I'd only told Rachel in confidence. Things about my mom's last words. Things about how I couldn't afford her funeral. I never approved that. When I called them, the director said, "We're helping you. This raises awareness. You used my dead mother for a campaign. It's for a good cause. Your good cause." They raised $47,000 in my name in just 2 weeks. I got $3,200. When I asked where the rest went, they said administrative costs, marketing, overhead, operational expenses. I was furious. I threatened to go public. That's when things got worse. The director, a man named Gerald, invited me to their office. He showed me the contract I'd signed in the hospital. I was on painkillers, barely conscious, but there was my signature. Buried in paragraph 9 was a clause giving them full rights to use my story, my image, and any related materials for fundraising purposes in perpetuity. "You can't do this," I said. "We already did. I hired a lawyer with money I borrowed from my aunt." He looked at the contract and went pale. It was legal. Barely. The clause was intentionally vague, written in dense legal language designed to be signed without reading. But then my lawyer dug deeper. Hope Forward had done this to 47 other people in the last 3 years. Vulnerable people in hospitals, cancer patients, accident victims, kids who'd lost parents. Every single one of them got less than 10% of what was raised in their name. We tried building a case, but the lawyer said without proof of fraud or coercion, we had nothing. The contracts were airtight. That's when my hospital roommate from that week called me. Her name was Lisa, and she'd been in for a heart transplant. She'd also been approached by Hope Forward, but she hadn't signed. She told me that after Rachel left her room, a nurse mentioned something strange. Rachel had been visiting patients in the ICU wing for months, specifically targeting people who were sedated or on heavy medication. Lisa recorded Rachel's pitch on her phone. In it, Rachel explicitly said, "You won't remember most of this conversation, but I promise we're here to help. Just sign here." That was coercion. My lawyer filed a class action lawsuit. We found 31 of the 47 victims. Most were too traumatized or ashamed to come forward, but enough joined. During discovery, we found something even worse. Gerald, the director, had a prior conviction for charity fraud in another state under a different name. He'd been sentenced to 18 months and started Hope Forward 2 months after his release. The board of directors, his wife, his brother, and 2 friends. The administrative costs, they claimed, Gerald's salary was $280,000 a year. Rachel made $150,000. The actual aid they provided to victims was less than 8% of total donations. But here's the real twist. One of the other victims in our lawsuit was the drunk driver's sister. She'd been in a separate accident 3 months before mine, and Hope Forward had used her story too. She told me her brother had been donating to Hope Forward for a year before he hit us, thinking he was helping people like her. He'd been drunk that night coming home from one of their fundraising galas. The case took 2 years. We won. Hope Forward was ordered to pay back $1.9 million to victims and shut down permanently. Gerald got 4 years in federal prison. I got $31,000 in restitution. But last week, I saw my billboard again. New girl, same design, same heartbreaking story, different charity, same director's wife running it under her maiden name.